because open clothes became a thing, the possibilities of the things that I'm about to present became relevant. They became something that's actually achievable. I want to start this by saying, like, lately, a lot of us been going through all types of tragedies. We've been losing loved ones, whether it be through immediate family or friends or people that we love lose loved ones. I mean, it's just been tragedy. Death is something that we can't escape no matter what. And we all know that. Like, there's no other alternative to that but life. I really think now we kind of got a little bit more control about what we're able to do with who we are, who we were, actually. I mean, like, the stuff that we learned, the stuff that you acquired throughout your life, the ideas, the media that you created, and just different things that contributed to who you are. You know, a lot of times that stuff just get lost. We living in the moments where we can record some of that stuff or most of that stuff, compile it into like one unit and be able to recall the memories of our loved ones in that sense. And for our future, for the living, we can start building our own somewhat of a digital avatar that represents us in the most genuine way possible. We controlling the data now. So this is the opportunity that we got right now, is that we're able to actually control our data. For years, you can download your data off of Google or get your phone records, and there was things that you can do to get your data from these companies. But even if you had a bunch of that stuff, like, how is it going to be useful to you? Until now, that data is gold. That's what all of these companies want. That your value is the data, because then they know how to market things to you. They know how to sell anything to you. They know how to manipulate you. Well, with certain tools now, we are able to compile our own data, our virtual assistants or agents that can help us in the most productive ways possible that we couldn't even imagine, just because it has so much data that's being used to actually help us instead of trying to sell us something. So that's one of the biggest differences. I'm just really trying to get the ideas out. We need to actually find a way to persist, keep the conversation going with our loved ones, even if it's just an archive of everything of that person that embodied that person that we can actually recall on now. That we can just go back and look at all of the pictures and look at all of the videos and look at everything, make the ideas, the letters, and compile that into just one unit, so that you can, when you want to reminisce on that person, you can actually just go back and just have everything in one centralized place. And I don't think that was possible no time before. I'm not even thinking about the creepy aspect of it all. It's just because the alternative is you just lose everything anyway, like we've been doing. That's the alternative. Like, somebody dies, they might have information on their computer that they wanted to give their kids. When you hear, if you can allocate it properly and say the right words to the right people, like, if you can have the opportunity to do that ahead of time, this is the type of technology that, this is what we afforded at this point. We're able to do that. We're able to instill and create the narrative with our custom agents and be able to create something off of that. It's crazy, these times that we living in. And I don't know, I'm just to the point where something that bothered me all the time throughout my whole life is like, I don't even think it's the fear of dying. The fear of just wasted potential is like worse than the death to me. Like, we don't live long enough a lot of times to see out our full ideas, that it takes a lifetime sometimes for us to even come up with some brilliant ideas. And then we don't even have the time to execute it. That's why you got those certain huge families who had an idea and they were able to keep that idea alive through generations and generations and generations to keep the business, the idea of the founding person of that family wanted done. That family relic persisted. And we don't see a lot of that happening in these days and times. There's multiple reasons for that, but I think now we in a place that, like, for me personally, it's so many things that I wanted to say to people that I love that I couldn't even articulate in the moment, like right then and there. It's like I think about it and I dwell on it in hindsight, and it's just the moment never affords itself for me to be like, yo, this is such a, like, but the feeling is there, and that's a problem that I've always had, a communication barrier. It never reflected like how I felt. So it was two different things, but I can write. I can express what I feel on paper. This is like a human problem. Like, people been trying to solve this problem since the beginning of time, realistically. If you think about the pyramids, they didn't want all that hard work, all of that blood, sweat, and tears just to be lost and just to make it easier for the next generation to come. I think this is just right alongside that type of thinking. It's not about replacing a loved one or anything weird. It's literally about trying to continue that conversation. The more this becomes like a normalized thing and we become conscious of and inputting it into a protected, private entity, basically, that's your digital clone. We try to do that through books. We try to do that through architecture, buildings, and stuff like that. So people, I feel like music, I feel like that's what makes them creative, is their attempts to be immortal in some sense, because they just don't want to just be wasted energy. That's what I feel like happens with a lot of brilliant people that we all love and miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, their potential just got cut short. Man, there's so many conversations that I wish that I could have with some of my loved ones, even if it's just in theory. That would mean a lot sometimes, just to get a word. What's the alternative? Staring at a picture? You gotta look for things. We need everything to be easily accessible. Even if it is just that, even if all you got is just a single picture, we need all of that to be easily accessible. And then we can build on that and start building a profile for your person. And if you wanted to go that deep, you know what I'm saying? Like, but those are just options that we have. Technical difficulties, but I'm back. All right, so I've been working on a solution, and the solution I'm calling the Family Relic, a.k.a. something like the digital will. I ain't some company trying to get your data and sell it back to you, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no app where you get your memories locked behind some paywall or something like that. What I'm talking about building is a system and a way to do it. It's open source, first of all, using OpenClaw for now, because OpenClaw is just like, that could be interchangeable eventually. It's really about the idea, the memory persistence is what we really working on. So that can be, OpenClaw can just be for now, because that's what kind of inspired the ability to be able to have all of this stuff locally. It's really about trying to preserve who you are, your voice, your way of thinking, the choices that you made throughout life, certain things that you did, your stories, your advice that you'll give your kids now and in the future. And, there's just the stuff that matters to you as a human being. And that'll be like the phase one, the first phase of everything, like keeping it simple. You upload your photos, your videos, your voice memos, all of it organized into one place that you control. Ain't stuck behind nothing. Just the idea, we sharing information back and forth, because you're gonna be responsible for your stuff. I'm just telling you what I'm building with my OpenClaw and how I'm building with that. But we can just start building ideas to improve upon a common goal, if you can see where I'm going with this. It's so many different reasons why people might want to use like something like this, because like I said, some of the strongest ones for me is being able to articulate myself better and have well thought out instructions or plans for when I might not be around, or even if I want to think 20 years ahead and say, well, when I'm 70, what advice would I give my kids? And they can dig into a file, and that file will have all of the information already stored of what dad would have said at such and such, and this is what he actually said, because I built that narrative. I created that. It gets personalized. Like, you can actually have your agent personalize notes to each of your children. Like, I got 5 boys. I'm building my agent to personalize notes for each of my children, because they all different, with their all different personalities, and there's different bonds that I have with each of them on based off of different things. So I don't want to just be generalized. No, we got the opportunity to actually personalize those type of things. I just think that's some special times we living in, and that's what I'm working on right now. It's called the Family Relic, a.k.a. the digital will. We not talking about all of the life insurance and all of the legality stuff. We leave that for the professionals, you know what I'm saying? But we just talking about the memories, the ideas, the media. Like, for instance, just to wrap this up, I got 1,000 videos that I shot, edited. They don't exist really nowhere besides YouTube and on my hard drive. So if YouTube happened to go down for whatever reason, right, in the future, 20 years, 10 years from now, and I'm no longer here, at least my kids will be able to intelligently retrieve the information that could be useful to them. I got hundreds of songs will never be released that express different ideas and stuff that I made throughout different periods of my life that will be important, that I'm sure that as my kids get older, they're going to want to sit down one day and say, let me dig into the mind of my father. But that is a possibility now. I'm just trying to think forward. Hey, you know, I got more time behind me than ahead of me. So that's just what it is. If you feel like kicking ideas back and forth, if you need help trying to set up an agent, if you're interested in any kind of way, keep locked in. Like, subscribe, share. I don't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, I'm saying that. Like, subscribe, share. Like, that's what it is. I always told myself I would never come on YouTube and just be talking unless I got something meaningful to actually say and bring forward. And this right here, this is all from the heart. Like, I don't even care if somebody was to take the idea and make $1 billion off of it tomorrow. To be honest with you, if the job get done, I'ma just download the app, use it, and effectively, now my plan is complete. Oh, look, lighting, but that's just to show you it's real. But let's just do it. The Family Relic, the digital will. Let's start this community. Let's build it. You know, let's start networking.